Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. So, how to deal with judgmental people. Now, I'm a very public person. I have very active social media accounts, and I also now have a YouTube channel, so I'm aware that I'm going to get a lot of judgment thrown my way. So how I deal with that is, very first thing, it starts with you. So you really need to work on being very emotionally strong. Build yourself so much strength inside that what goes on outside doesn't really affect your inside. Build absolute resilience, and the best way to do this is to start with journaling and taking baby steps to strengthening your mindset and your emotional health. And I will post a link to my Power of Journaling video below in the description box, and it's just done wonders for my life. Journaling absolutely transformed my emotional health, and it's made me so much stronger. And also, you want to add clarity into your life and put positive words into your head every single day. Right, so when judgment comes your way, you want to actually understand the difference between opinion and fact. You want to know if it's just someone's unkind opinion or if it's an actual provable fact. Because if it's a provable fact, then you can take that on board. If it's someone's unkind opinion, you do not want to take ownership of that. You'll be wasting your time taking ownership of that. I do not take ownership of other people's unkind opinions. It's just so silly, it's ridiculous. Because I've grown emotionally, I know where my beliefs are, and I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, and I know things that opportunities where I can improve upon as well. So you have to really know yourself very well. Build that strength within yourself in order to disassociate from other people's unkind judgment of you. Another thing I would say is that some people are consistently judgmental, like consistently, your whole life they've been doing it. They are not supportive people. Distance yourself from them. They're feeling rough about their own life and they hate to see you succeed. So distance yourself from them. Distance is such a beautiful thing. And you know what? If they're not a family member, you can afford to cut them out. Absolutely. If they're not supporting you and they're judging you, that's dangerous for you. Why would you want that person in your life? Another thing I would say is that people sometimes already have a preconceived idea about something. For example, someone came to me and asked me what kind of work I do, what my business is about, and what it represents. And before I could even have the opportunity to give them the facts, they went and sourced facts from an unreliable source. And all their information is correct, and I'm so confused by this. And there was a lot of confusion, but they weren't listening to me. So the most judgmental people are not great listeners, and they have preconceived ideas in their head. So you just gotta leave them to it sometimes and not respond at all to that kind of behavior, because you're not here to change other people's beliefs. You're here to make a positive impact on people in life. You can't change everyone's beliefs, and not everyone will support you, and that's absolutely okay. Acceptance is another big thing when it comes to dealing with judgmental people. Accept it's their opinion, accept it's not a fact, and accept it has nothing to do with you. And then let it dissolve. If you can't let it dissolve naturally and just have it like a floating thought, it's just a floating thought, it's a floating bit of information that I don't need. If you cannot just let it float by and it stays within you, that unkind negative opinion from someone else, that unkind judgment, then what you need to do, work on emotionally strengthening yourself. And if that is a bit of a struggle, then use affirmations. Affirmations are so powerful. What you want to do is you want to say to yourself, okay, this is an opinion. I take no ownership of this opinion. This opinion has nothing to do with me. This is their opinion. It's not the most educated opinion. And just let it float. Just keep telling yourself, let that float. Let their opinion go somewhere else. I'm not going to entertain their opinion. I have my own opinion and my own opinion, and then state what your own opinion is of yourself. That's relevant to their opinion, but turn it around into positive and affirm this within yourself and continuously tell yourself, I am not their opinion, I am this instead. And that's what you want to do. Another thing I would say is laughter will get you through this so much easier through life. Like, it would just get you through so much judgment from unkind people or unkind judgment. Sometimes people aren't consistently judging you. Sometimes people just throw a judgment here and there. And sometimes people you would least expect to throw a judgment your way will judge you. So laughter gets you through it. Sometimes laughing in their face genuinely helps me. And sometimes I genuinely am laughing because I actually find their judgment quite funny rather than insulting. So learn to laugh at yourself and learn to laugh at other people's opinions. And learn to not take it so seriously. And it's definitely not yours to take. Like, leave it with them. You know? So, and another thing that I would say is that you might be getting judged by unsuccessful people here. and also respond intellectually. So when somebody post something unkind, when I'm trying to put positivity out there and they respond unkindly to that, what I usually say is thank you so much for sharing your kindness, or thank you so much, that's so kind of you to say. They literally could say the meanest thing to me and I will say thank you so much, that's very kind of you to say, and then all my friends on my Facebook profile just start giggling and laughing with crying laughter faces, and I get people inboxing me and WhatsApping me and Instagram me like, oh, I saw that on Facebook, the way you handled it was so clever. And yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to be clever. You really do. And not entertain it, but also not let people continuously destroy you. And that's why I always say, thank you so much. That's very kind of you to say. Or that's very thoughtful of you. Something along those lines. And it genuinely is the most hilarious way to shut up somebody who's judgmental, because they realize, okay, she's too emotionally strong. I can't take her down. And it works every time. Like, it's absolutely hilarious. I love it so much, and it's just so funny, and that is such a great way to cancel out judgment. And I really, really hope that you don't get judged, and I hope that you find a way to cope better with that, because it can be an ugly, ugly world out there, and you are beautiful, and you need to share that beauty with the world. Keep spreading that beautiful energy, and you'll realize that there's less and less judgment, and there's a lot more support out there. But reach far and wide into the world. Don't stay stuck around judgmental people in your tiny little circle. Reach far and out there and find like-minded people who are willing to lift you up and support you. So thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope this video has helped you guys.